Hello, everybody. Welcome to Youth Connect. I'm Aiden.
Hey, I'm Kevin.
I'm Joshua.
I'm Nibras. I'm Jeffrey.
And welcome to our Youth Connect. Hello, everybody. I hope that you are having an amazing Friday afternoon. Welcome to Youth Connect, a show where we talk about news and gaming news, entertainment news, good story news, all of it, and including a little bit of music at the end. It's a really unique and diverse program that I think that you are going to love. Now, starting off Youth Connect, we always have to start off with the first thing, which is some gaming news. So, first things first, guys, what's first on our gaming news? We have to do our game of the week. Now, what is our game of the week? Well, basically, it's a game that I think that I want to show you guys, and I think that you should check out. And today's game of the week is an awesome one and has been huge in the community, and that is the amazing Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. This game is huge. So in Crisis Core, it follows the story of Zack Fair, a young warrior admired by the boy destined to save the world. Trusted by men renowned as heroes of legend and loved by the girl who holds the fate of the planet in her hands. The tale of Zack's dreams and honor and the legacy that connects him to Cloud is revealed in this full grand saga that has broken the limits of an HD remaster. So in addition to all graphics being improved and remastered in HD quality, fully voiced dialogues and new soundtrack arrangements make a dynamic new retelling of a beloved classic. For those who don't know, this is the HD remastered version of the smash hit prequel to Final Fantasy VII. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion Remake release date is Tuesday 13th, which is in December, guys. December the 13th, which is coming soon. Now, if you're wondering why this news is a little bit shorter, I have a ton of news to share with you guys for my second one. But for the time being, we have to move on to Kevin for some all-important news.
Hello, everyone. You're tuned into Youth Connect with me, Kevin Aruja. So now, let's go to our headlines. Ontario Doug Ford is among lowest-ranking premiers in Canada. Mint issues black drink toonie in memory of Queen Elizabeth II. Feds moving to ban plastic straws by the end of 2022. And Brittany Griner's released, celebrated by Basketball World. A new survey suggests Doug Ford is continuing to endure low approval in Ontario, making him one of the lowest-ranking premiers in the country. In an effort to sway negotiations between the province and education support workers, the progressive conservative government used the notwithstanding clause to amend a contract and make it illegal to strike. The legislation was eventually rescinded as a part of a deal with the union to come back to the table. Angus Reid also suggests the government's intention to appeal a court decisions on Bill 124, which found the legislation infringed on the rights to freedom of association and collective bargaining, could have played a part of the rankings. The bill capped wage increases for public sector workers at 1% for a 3-year period. The Royal Canadian Mint is issuing a new black ring toonie to honor the death of Queen Elizabeth II. The Mint says the coin's black outer ring is intended to invoke a mourning armband to honor the Queen, who died in September after 70 years in the throne. The Mint says it will start to circulate nearly 5 million of the coins this month, and they will gradually appear as banks restocked in inventories. 4 different images of the Queen have graced Canadian coins since 1953 when she was crowned. The core of the commemorative toonie will feature the same portrait of the Queen that has been in circulation since 2003, with a polar bear design on the other side. It's the end of days for plastic grocery bags and styrofoam takeout containers in Canada, but the products can still be manufactured for export. The Environment Minister Stephen Gilbil published draft regulations outlining how Canada will ban the manufacture, sale, and import of these items along with plastic cutlery, stir sticks, straws, and six-pack rings by the end of next year. The regulations outline how each of the products is to be defined. Plastic bags, for example, are those made of plastic film which will break or tear if used to carry 10 kilograms over a certain distance. Cutlery includes forks, knives, spoons, sporks, and chopsticks that will start to melt if immersed in hot but not boiling water. In sports, Brittany Griner's loved ones and extended basketball family were ecstatic when news broke on Thursday about her release from a Russian prison and that she was on her way back to the United States. It has been nearly 300 days since the WNBA star was arrested at Moscow's Sheremetyevo airport on February, which customs officials say they found vape canisters with cannabis oil in her luggage. She was convinced and sentenced to 9 years in prison in August, and now 4 months later, she's headed home after the U.S. and Russia had a high level prisoner exchange on Thursday. The exchange did not include the return of another American, Paul Whelan, who has been jailed for nearly 4 years. In our weather forecast, condition for Friday and Saturday remains sunny. Sunday may bring some periods of snow. Daytime highs are between 0 to 2 degrees, and nighttime temperatures are between -4 and -6. So today I'd like to tell you about how I made the Christmas cookie. As you can see, there is a Christmas cookie. There's right beside an ornament, or yeah, I wish I could use it for ornaments. So anyway, Christmas in many cultures was a time of visiting friends and family, since it was cold outside and the ground was hard and frozen solid. Farming was not an option, so cookies were made in large amounts and stored as a way to share the spirits of the seasons with all those who visited. In the old days, giving gifts did not mean go out and buy things like we do today. In fact, most gifts were sweets or handmade craft. Even though cookies have come a long way since medieval times, some things haven't changed. Many Christmas cookies still heavily spiced. Traditional Christmas flavors like cinnamon, nutmeg, or maybe ginger are still used in cookies just as they were ages ago. So even though the history of Christmas cookies started in medieval times, cookies has since evolved based on regions and traditions around the world. But here are some of the most popular Christmas cookies that makes an appearances since December. So sugar cookies are also called Amish sugar cookies. The snickerdoodle coated with cinnamon sugar before being baked. The spritz cookie is they are essentially butter cookies but made with a cookie press, which makes it easier to create the cutest holiday designs. The pizzelles or pizzelles, these cookies are thin, waffle-like cookie are in a beloved Italian holiday tradition. They are light, delicate, and taste much like the waffle cone at the ice cream shop. The Linzer tarts is these cookies are made of an almond dough with a sweet jelly filling inside, and they are definitely a holiday favorite. Definitely. And the thumbprint cookies, it means, I mean, those are the delectables are another treat that can be made with so many different ways. You can do chocolate thumbprints filled with Nutella, then buttery thumbprint stuffed with fruit preserves, or even thumbprints with the Hershey's Kiss in the middle. So now you know why we bake cookies during Christmas time. So with that, we come to the end of my segment. Tune in next week for another segment of news, weather, and interesting fact. And now back to Aiden.
Kevin, I absolutely love cookies. And you know what? Cookies are absolutely delicious, and they're a huge part of the holiday season for some people, especially myself. I love them. There's so many different types. And you know what? I love how you talked about sugar cookies, some chocolate chip cookies, a little bit of gingerbread. Ooh, all I could think about is cookies right now. I really want a cookie.
Yeah,
What about everyone else? What did you guys think about Kevin's news?
Yeah, loved it. I actually loved the. Okay, Jeff, you go.
No, you go. You were first.
Okay, sure. It's just amazing to see different. We have different kind of cookies, and they're delicious. Especially people who have a sweet tooth, like I do. I love cookies, cakes, and these are the Christmas special desserts: cake, cookies, gingerbreads. I love them.
I agree on that. Cookies are awesome. And I love how you talked about
I love
pizzelles.
cookies and Christmas trees.
You know what? I feel like we like cookies so much, Jeffrey, that I think you wrote a song about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did a song about it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Kevin. Now, moving on to huge gaming news. If you know, it's the most wonderful time of the gaming year. So, if you guys know, the Game Awards just happened yesterday, and there was a ton of awesome stuff. And it was a night of awards, show-stopping announcements, and beautiful musical performances, and much more. And throughout the show, gamers around the world were treated to such announcements like Final Fantasy 16 and its release date, From Software's Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, Hades 2, BioShock creator Ken Levine's next game, and so much more. There were a ton of announcements, trailers, and special moments at the Game Awards 2022, and I'm here to give you guys the most biggest things that I have. So currently, I have a whole bunch of stuff. If you guys know, Final Fantasy 16 is the next iteration of the Final Fantasy series, which is going to be releasing on June 22nd, 2023, which is literally just a few months away. I love the Final Fantasy series. I loved 15. It was kind of strange here and there because the story it's kind of interchanging. It's becoming a little bit different. We had Final Fantasy 15 was about the king of weapons, I'm pretty sure. And now in Final Fantasy 16, there's going to be so much more. And fans were treated, including myself, to another gorgeous look at the game, including its summon battle system and the latest iteration of Ifrit. Now, huge thing is that Hideo Kojima stopped at the Game Awards to help reveal that Death Stranding 2 is officially on its way. And we got an extended look at the sequel to the 2019 original. And we got a glimpse of Fragile, and older Sam Bridges, and more. And following the reveal of Death Stranding 2, Hideo Kojima revealed that he had a story written for the sequel, but he rewrote the whole thing from scratch following the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Talk about a way to efficiently use your time indoors. Blizzard, obviously, has officially announced that Diablo 4 will be released on June the 6th. Again, June again. So, guys, get your money prepared for June because the good games are coming out then. The must and much anticipated Street Fighter 6 will fight its way to a June 2nd, 2023. Again, with the June. And Street Fighter 6, that's the 6th iteration of the series. And for me, you guys, if you guys saw it, there was the first clip of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. And it arrived and gave us a great look at the upcoming film. And it was packed with homages to the games that inspired the project. And basically, if you want to know a short description of what happened, Toad took Mario through the Mushroom Kingdom. And we see our favorite plumber introduced to warp travel. It also included Crazy Cap, a reference to Super Mario Odyssey, and the music was one of the most beautiful things I have ever heard. I am praying. I am literally hoping. Oh my goodness, can you please add a Super Mario Galaxy reference because it's so good. I want to see on a map, there's just like a travel guide to Island Delfino. There was so much in this short, packed 2-minute trailer of Mario going through the Mushroom Kingdom. I recommend that if you've been watching the Super Mario Bros. Movie and all of its stuff that it's doing, I recommend that you check out the Game Awards. We also saw Among Us with its hide and seek mode and so much more. I can't talk about it all because we won't have enough time for it. But if you guys want to learn more about it, please check out thegameawards.com and you know what? Watch the whole stream, learn who won. And just so you guys know, for Twitter argument for the best player's voice, sadly, Genshin Impact did win. So you're going to have to sadly put that on the table. And you know what? Sonic Frontiers, I guess, didn't make a single award for the Game Awards, but it's okay. You know what? We have to be humble gamers and not get mad at each other. So congratulations, Genshin Impact. Anyways, though, next up, we have Joshua. And Joshua has with us some good story news and, of course, your very favorite animal news.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Youth Clinic. Now for a good news story. The world's oldest pen pals have both turned 100 years old and are celebrating 80 years of letters sent across the pond. Jeff Banks from Devon, England, and American Celeste Bryan from New Jersey started writing to each other in 1938 when they were just 16 years old. They were paired by an educational project that sought to connect British and American students, and 84 years later are still corresponding. Former engineer Jeff even kept in touch during World War II while he was serving as a mechanic on the British aircraft carrier HMS Illustrates in the Pacific. They began using email a while back to give Jeff a break from putting pen to paper, which became difficult, and recently they had their first Zoom call. they have in fact between the current Guinness they have in fact between beaten the current Guinness World Record pen pal relationship of 78 years. Despite having chatted for decades, the centenarian pair only met for the first time in 2002 when Jeff visited New York City at 80 years old for Christmas. They also met for a second time later when Celeste invited the traveler to her New Jersey home for lunch. Despite having such a unique relationship, the pair never became romantic even after Jeff's wife passed away 11 years ago. Celeste confirmed the claim, saying, we're just friends like people who live next door." Nowadays, Jeff depends on young people to assist him in setting up a chat with her using this new thing called Zoom. Celeste does the same for her new residence in Texas, where she moved to be close to families. "It's nice to hear his voice," she said. Now for another good news story. He's earned a CNN Hero Award for transforming lives on city streets where he once sold drugs. If you walk into Tyreek's Community Center in South Philadelphia, you see a kind man devoting his working hours every day supporting the children of his neighborhood. What you wouldn't see is the long, hard, and tragic road Tyreek Glasgow took to arrive there through life, drug dealing, crime, prison, and 11 gunshot wounds. Today, Glasgow is up for a CNN Hero Award. He runs the community center out of building he previously used for drug dealing. Now, the center gives children a safe place to enjoy summer camps, after school activities, or just play and get away from violence and despair that has become all too common in the area. He coaches a flag football team, a girls' dance squad, and runs the Young Chance Foundation to create safe programming for urban youths and low-resource families to grow and thrive. He recently renovated a vacant lot from an eyesore and known drug stash into a community vegetable garden. His approach of activities and community roundtable engagements with police officers has had a radical effect on the well-being of his neighborhood. Glasgow doesn't stop at youth, however. He also helps connect people with addiction therapy, rental assistance, education classes, and mental health counseling. It helps reduce poverty, stress, and trauma. When your quality of life is up, the crime goes down, said Glasgow. Now turning to animal interest news. Flight from Alaska to Australia could place bird into record books. A young bear-tailed godwit appears to have set a non-stop distance record for migratory birds by flying at least 8,435 miles from Alaska to the Australian state of Tasmania. A bird expert said recently the bird was tagged as a hatchling in Alaska during the northern hemisphere summer with a GPS tracking chip and tiny solar panel. This technology enabled an international research team to follow its first annual migration across the Pacific Ocean, said Bird Wildlife Tasmania con- convener Eric Wheeler, aged about 5 months. It left southwest Alaska on October 13 and touched down on 11 days later on the island of Tasmania's northern eastern tip on October 24th. The bird started on a southwestern course toward Japan, then turned southeast over Alaska's Aleutian Islands. The bird was again tracking southwest when it flew over or near Kiribati and New Caledonia, then passed the Australian mainland before turning directly west for Tasmania, Australia's most southerly state. The satellite trail showed it covered 8,435 miles without stopping. This distance is reportedly more than Guinness World Records longest recorded migration of 7,580 miles by a bird without stopping for food or rest. Wheeler said researchers did not know whether the latest bird flew alone or passed as or as part of a flock. He hopes to see the bird once wet weather clears in the remote corner of Tasmania where it will fatten up since it lost half its body weight on its journey. This is Joshua. This is Joshua Show reporting for you. Connect. That's it for me. Now I'll send it back to you, Aiden.
Talk about some dedication to friendship. I cannot believe it. I loved your first news the best. I cannot believe 100-year-old people doing the world record longest pen pal relationship. You know what? I don't know too much about pen pals, but all I know is that you know what? It takes a lot of dedication to write down every single, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks for it to deliver, or maybe even a few days to do it every single day for years upon years upon years. And you know what? You have to be a pretty good friend to write every single time they sent you a message. I loved it. Now, what did you guys think about Joshua's news? What about you, Nibras? And what about you, Kevin? And obviously you, Jeffrey.
Do you mind if I could
For
go
me,
first?
I really like the
I like the
I
pen
really
pal
like
stories.
the bird.
Hold on, Jeff. You like the bird one?
Yeah, I like the bird one. Yeah. Mhm.
Nice.
The pen pals are really good. You know, the pen
Yeah.
pals.
What were you gonna say, Kevin?
The pen pal stories is good.
I like the pen pals one. It was probably one of my favorite. What about you, Nibras? What did you think?
I love the bird one. Journey. What a journey. That flew. And it's just amazing how you described, oh, it lost his body weight and now it's just fattening up to get some health and so flew is just it's just amazing story. Good job, Josh. Amazing. I love that story.
I agree. Thank you so much, Joshua. And now it's moving on to our video game. But now we're going to move from the digital to the board game era. And we're going to do our board game of the week, similar to our video game of the week. But now we've shifted over to board games. And today's board game of the week is Soul, Last Days of a Star. The sun is dying. In recent years, the sun has become increasingly unstable to the point where experts claim that it could go supernova at any moment. The various inhabitants of the planet in this solar system are launching one last effort to save themselves, which involves building a final arc to propel a small selection of their people into deep space. This requires a great deal of energy, and in a final ironic twist, the only source of such great energy is the dying star itself. So, in the process of extracting and transmitting the energy required to save themselves, they will be compounding the instability of the sun and hastening the end of their world. So Soul Last Days of a Star is a board game for 1 to 5 players where each player represents a different planetary effort to transmit as much energy from the sun back to their arc so that they can escape the solar system before the sun explodes. I gotta say, holy moly, talk about a board game that puts you on the clock. You have to transmit energy as fast as you can before the sun explodes, or else you lose and get absorbed in the blast of the sun. That is pretty scary. You know what? And you know what? Stars, when they explode, cause a big explosion. So you know what? You gotta have you have to be on the clock. You have to be on the clock. You have to be pretty quick. I like a game that kind of makes me be kind of worried that if I'm not moving fast enough, I will lose the game. I like this kind of game. It's based on space, and space is always. If you guys ever check out this game or want to suggest a board game, I recommend that you write a comment down below so that I can check it out. And you know what? You might be able to see it on the next Youth Connect. Who knows? Anyways, though, next up is Nibras, and Nibras has with us some entertainment and podcast news.
Hello, everybody. How are you guys today? My name is Nibras Khan, and I'm used for the entertainment news. Let's get straight into our top story. And our top story is about DC had a good cinematic year in 2022 with films like The Batman and Black Adam lighting up the box office. But 2023 looks to be even bigger year with the return of some of the universe's greatest heroes. At the center of the Warner Bros. DC schedule is The Flash. Yes, The Flash, which was slated to speed into theaters on June 23, 2023. However, in a rare bit of good news for the Ezra Miller-led superhero epic, the film has now been pushed up a week into June 16, 2023. This means The Flash will now be taking on Disney Pixar's Eternal and the rated R Jennifer Lawrence film No Hard Feelings in theaters. The highly anticipated superhero film went down a wild and long road to get made. Even before all of Miller's legal and personal troubles took center stage, this was a film that was in development since the character's separate CW series debuted in 2014, which is also available on Netflix. The Scarlet Speedster's solo film went through a number of writers, directors, and release dates before WB landed on Andy Muschietti to take the director's chair. Then DC fans were floored to learn that this film would take on the iconic Flashpoint storyline, which focused on Barry Allen going back in time to stop his mother's death at the hands of the arch rival, the Reverse Flash. This chain of events created a timeline where Bruce Wayne died, Martha Wayne became the Joker, and Thomas Wayne turned into a lethal Batman. And that's basically the storyline. While there's a still ton of mystery surrounding the plot, the teaser shown at DC Fandom in 2021 had a lot of imagery of the classic storyline, along giving us our first look at Michael Keaton's return as Batman and Sasha Calle's introduction as Supergirl. This film will see Miller play multiple versions of Barry as well. Concept art that floated around CCXP this past weekend even showed a version of Barry in a modified Flash suit made out of Batman's suit. Yes, from Batman Returns. So the Flash races exclusively into theaters on June 16, 2023. So that's a really good news. By the way, before I move forward, if you don't know the Flash's story, on Netflix, there's a show called, like I said before, in 2014 it released. Flash is still going. There's multiple seasons coming, so the show's name is Flash. So if you don't know about Reverse Flash and other things, I recommend you watching this. But other than that, I love Flash since 2014, and since a kid, I loved the character Flash, and I'm so excited for this. Now to my second story. So my second story is. But before I go to my second story, I like to give you guys a fact of the day. And today's fact of the day is, drum roll please. Did you guys know that there's a movie that is going to be released in 2115? Yes, 2115. Yes, that's true. 100 years, again, 100 years is a movie that was made in 2015. The movie is about an intriguing project that envisions Earth 100 years from now. So what they have made the film about is just to see what Earth looks like 100 years ago. Did they predict it right? So it talks about a lot of stuff in the movie, just like flying cars. Will they be flying cars? Just what Earth will look like in 2115, right? So, what will the Earth? I'll ask you the same question. What will Earth look like in 100 years, or um, 93 years, because it has been 7 years past? Okay, so the tagline of the movie is the movie you will never see. And yeah, that's true. We'll never see that movie because 100 years not too long, because right. Anyways, I hope you like this fact because I did. It's a really interesting fact, and also, actually, it's one of my favorite facts because when I came upon this, I was so excited. Imagine they had that thinking to make a movie 100 and really it will release in 2115. So imagine that it's gonna be good, but who knows? Anyways, now to my second story. So my second story is about a podcast. So the podcast name is Hurdle. So, what Hurdle is, in each episode of Hurdle, host Emily Abetz chats with someone who has overcome an obstacle or tough times by incorporating wellness into their lives. Guests have included the co founder of Headspace, the creator of TRX, the magazine editors, athletes, and all of them, who share valuable insight into how they have overcome hurdles in creative ways, from meditation to cycling to running to yoga. So I love this podcast. So it talks about fitness, wellness, nutrition, what's the best time to sleep, how you make your healthy schedule, eating and stuff. It's just amazing. You get a lot of experience because it's not just the host, right? Other people are giving experience, and guests that come into the podcast, they give a lot of experience, and that's the best part about a podcast that have a lot of guests, and every episode has a guest, and it's just a really good podcast. It's just about health, fitness, like I said, and I love this podcast. Anyway, and that's all for me. As always, this is Nibras Khan from Weekend. I'm Nibras Khan, and now back to Aiden. Thank you guys. Have a great weekend. Bye.
So, Nebraska, can I just ask one more time? The podcast name was Hurdle, or am I hearing?
Yes, hurdle, like an obstacle. Yeah. So it's a name hurdle. I'll repeat it. HURDLE, hurdle.
And it's and Hurdle's basically like teaching people how to overcome challenges. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
overcome challenges, fitness, health, and everything. How do you make your life making more organization? How do you wake up and everything? Nutrition, just going through that hurdle. Yeah.
I love that, especially when somebody is. Well, I like it whenever I'm not feeling motivated. Somebody can be there to just give me some encouraging words to keep on going, and you know what?
Exactly.
That will keep me going. I love that. I'm gonna ask everyone else. What did you guys think of Nebraska's news? And did you enjoy it?
For me, I do enjoy the first one would have to be the Flash. I mean,
Yeah, Flash. Yeah.
it could happen, but I don't think it's going to be on Disney Plus.
No, it's not. I don't think this is gonna be on Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney Plus kind of is like pick and choose with their things. You know what?
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to see
You
what
know,
happens.
it could be appeared mostly HBO Max. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but you can see it in theater in again June 16, 2023.
But I'm excited for the return of the '89's Batman.
Yeah. See me.
All right. Thank you so much, Nebraska, for your news. And obviously, guys, I want to say this. If you guys know what's coming up next, you should know that I think it's always the cherry on top of the Youth Connect. It is going to be live music with our live musician, Jeffrey.
Hi everybody. Hope you're all doing well. This is Jeffrey, your live musician, and I'm gonna be playing a beautiful song called it's never gonna happen. One of my new originals. So here we are. Here we go. It's never gonna happen. You're never gonna care. You're never gonna be the one that wants you near. I'm a teenager with tons of hair, like a giant fluffy big brown bear. I listen to music that will freak the soul. My moods are like the ocean, ebb and flow. Curl your toes and wiggle your nose. I'm gonna stare. So you wanna get mad and scream. Just let go. Just realize I'm in a cocoon. Gonna hatch real soon. Waiting to become me. But it's never gonna happen. You're never gonna care. Never gonna be the one that you want. Yeah. 'Cause I'm a teenager with tons of hair. My eating habits are like all about cheese and chips. My heart is broken, dark like an escalipse. I watch you laugh, dance and sing, and wonder why you never ring. You are my soother, and that's probably why you call me a loser. Stop asking me to be more like someone else. I cannot pretend. I need to love yourself. I'm not gonna win. You under my skin. But it's never gonna happen. You're never gonna care. Never gonna be the one that you want. Oh yeah. So come on, baby. Please your eyes, open your heart to the possibility. Don't look at me and my disability. Come on, baby, please be fair. But it's never gonna happen. Never gonna care. Never gonna be the one that you wanted. Cause I'm a teenager with tons of hair. My eating habits are all about cheese and chips. My heart is broken, dark like an eclipse. I watch you laugh, dance and sing, and wonder why you never gonna ring. You are my soother, and that's probably why you call me a loser. Stop asking me to be more like someone else. I cannot pretend. I need your love. I need to love myself. I'm not gonna win. You under my skin, but it's never gonna happen. You're never gonna care. You're never gonna be the one that you wanted. So please, come on, baby. Please be fair. Open your heart to the possibility. Don't look at me and my disability. Come on, baby, please be fair. But it's never gonna happen. Never gonna care. You're never gonna be the one that you want me near. Thank you, everybody. This is Jeffrey, your live musician. I'll see you all next week, and it's back to Aiden. Bye.
So that song, guys, is an original, a brand new one that Jeffrey just worked on, and it's all about being a T. If you heard the lyrics, I could relate to that very well. And you know what? It's all about the common things that teens have to deal with, from hair, from growth, from changes that they're not used to, and to love yourself no matter how you change and no matter how you feel, no matter what. Obviously, guys, since the music has ended, that means we have reached the end of Youth Connect. I hope that you loved the show. If you did like the show, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't forget to click the notification bell.
Other than that, guys, I hope that you guys have a great rest of your week and have a great weekend. And we will see you all next time. Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.